We are live!
Hooray!
Hooray! Welcome to the show! We both have new attire today, as you may or may not have noticed. Luke has...
my wonderful dolphin Christmas sweater.
that thing that he's wearing.
The best dolphin Christmas sweater ever.
And I have what I think is probably going to be our most popular t-shirt design ever.
With good reason.
The
well, I
Keep On
kind of
Diggin'.
do too.
So we both...
It's down. There
Both
you go.
rocking the Keep On Diggin' shirts.
Yeah.
And then, truthfully, I actually have a horrible Christmas sweater, too. So it's getting to be that time of year. And here we go. Yeah, oh yeah. Shark Christmas.
So Shark Christmas and Dolphin Christmas.
So I think, obviously, the first thing we're going to talk about on the show today is sharks versus dolphins. Who is superior?
Well, I think sharks would be more superior in like a physical, aggressive kind of manner. And then dolphins are more superior in like the logic and apparently sex kind of manner.
Better at sex.
Well,
Really,
aren't they the only
Wow.
other mammal that have sex for fun?
I think this is the... no, I think it's pigs, actually. I think this is the
No,
fastest...
pigs have half an hour fun times, but I don't think they actually do it for like recreation.
Now we're going to have to consult the Twitch chat, because if there's anything I would expect the Twitch chat to be an expert on, it would be animal sex.
Oh no. Oh man. Someone just said dolphins can kill sharks. Maybe, but like no one's like, "Oh no, there's a dolphin."
This is true. I was actually hoping you didn't know that. Dolphins can be a big problem if they get aggressive, because they're super powerful.
Well, that's
and
why
they-
whenever you go like swimming with dolphins, you only swim with the female dolphins.
Yes.
You don't swim with the male dolphins because they'll wreck you.
Okay, we've got a lot of people saying that they're right. Luke's right. Dolphins have sex for pleasure. Apparently... Okay, I don't know if Twitch chat knows as much as they think they know. Dolphins kill more people a year than sharks and rape them. I'm thinking that's not actually what happens. It's possible they kill people. It's the second part that I'm a little uncertain about.
There's yeah, I'm not going to get into it, but there's some stuff for that second one.
Yeah, I'm sure there's an incident. But
anyways, moving on. We have some pretty cool topics this week that don't have to do with sharks or dolphins. Actually, like not at all. Yay, dolphins!
Christmas shark, Christmas dolphin.
So some CS:GO pros got VAC banned. There we go. I can talk.
Back bang.
They got VAC pros.
VAC pros.
What? Anyways, we'll talk about that more later.
CS:GO pro.
CS:GO Pro, and it's like a little dude with a deagle, but it's actually just a
And
GoPro.
now that we've started this, it's only a matter of time until some like counter-terrorist agent starts. Is that me? Hey, turn
Look
off.
at this
It's
noob.
only a matter of time until some like counter-terrorism agent starts wearing a GoPro on all his ops. CS:GO Pro.
This becomes a YouTube sensation immediately. Anyways, also, BitTorrent is introducing some possible, if you want them to be there, paygates, which pay a lot more to the contributing artist than most other services.
Dell's 5K monitor is rumored to be coming in at a much lower price than we had originally anticipated. I'm guessing they got somewhat surprised by Apple's pricing of the iMac Retina 5K. And then Origin PC... It looks like, I'm assuming, I actually don't know if it's going to be a limited time offer, but it sounds like it. For their 5th anniversary, they are going to be selling their cases, both the mid-tower and the full tower, standalone, so you don't actually have to buy an Origin PC in order to get that pretty fantastic Genesis and Millennium case that allows your motherboard to be oriented 4 different ways. There is no additional dimension that the case creates.
It goes like flat. you don't have the side panel, and it just comes
Just take
flat.
both side panels off.
So it's like kind of a test bench, but not really.
And if you got
a
it going
really
fast
annoying
enough, you
test
could
bench.
probably get it to lift off. Flying case.
Put jets on the back and put some little case wheels on the bottom and just hope it works.
People are complaining about the background noise. The window's open because it's hot in here, and we're wearing Christmas sweaters because 'tis the season to sweat buckets.
Because we're in BC, so there's no snow. Oh, yeah. no audio?
Oh yeah, there's audio. I'm just singing for fun now.
All right.
Our sponsors this week are Lynda.com, the fun place to learn. Look how much fun she's having. That's Lynda. You can have that much fun online.
I have that much fun.
Actually,
online.
I think there are sites where you can have a lot more fun than that online, but this is educational fun.
I have an adequate amount of fun online.
Also, 5-4 Club. They are going to be reminding you guys, or I guess I'm going to be reminding you guys on their behalf about their sweet, fantastic, amazing giveaway that's like actually the craziest clothing giveaway we've ever done.
Kind of awesome. Well, yeah.
We haven't done many clothing giveaways.
We have done a few, I guess, if we like throw shirts out.
Yeah, actually, okay, I have done clothing giveaways. I have actually thrown shirts at events.
Yeah. Mainly the paintball one.
Yeah, and at NCIX events.
Oh.
I have thrown many shirts actually.
Okay.
So that is potentially not the biggest clothing giveaway I've ever participated. No, I think it would be.
I think it still would be.
If you argue that a swag shirt is only worth the actual cost of printing it,
and with the swag shirts, like if you caught 4 of them, it's not really.
Yeah, it's not a
helpful.
wardrobe.
No.
Unless your name is Luke.
Well, yes. But then I do have different ones of all my swag shirts.
You would wear 2 of the same one.
Probably. I do have 2 of the same one.
They would both be in the rotation.
They are. You know the like teal blue Twitch shirt?
Yes, I do.
I have 2 of those.
Okay.
I like that shirt.
That doesn't surprise me.
It's good.
I'm glad you have 2 because you'd probably just wear it twice as often if you didn't have 2, and then you'd smell. Yep. All right, let's get into our first topic of the day. So this was posted by Tank Slayer on the forum, and there's actually a lot of different sources for this one, including talkandroid.com, but that's the one we're gonna fire up here.
Excuse me, it's actually X Tank Slayer X.
Yeah, I don't care.
So
OnePlus not solving issues with defective devices, ignoring RMA requests. Now the article has been updated with OnePlus's statement that they are working on growing their team and expanding their capacity for customer service related stuff. But that doesn't change that some of these testimonials are pretty condemning. So
you know what they could do to completely solve this problem? They should just have their RMA system like a lottery. So like you get invites to be able to RMA your phone. So like you sign up on their website.
Oh wow.
You have to already
phone warranty lottery.
Yeah.
So your serial number just gets assigned an arbitrary warranty period. So some people get like a 10-year warranty on their phone and others get like 48 hours. And it just averages out to a year. Could you advertise a 1-year warranty on your phone?
It's an average.
If it was an average warranty.
Someone gets like a 100-year warranty and everyone else gets a couple hours and they just hope that dude just throws the phone away after a while.
Yeah, so it's no secret that we're not huge fans of the way OnePlus has conducted themselves since their inception not very long ago. It's amazing how many people send me OnePlus One invites. I have some people just email them to me without even asking if I want them, and I'm just like, do you have any idea how many of these I've gotten? If I wanted a OnePlus One, I'd have bought one by now. It's really not that hard to get an invite if you really want one. Especially now, where they're not only accepting invite customers, but they're even opening it up for pre-orders from time to time whenever they do production runs at the Oppo factory. So anyway, what happened was a user on Reddit stated that he was being helped to fix his audio issues. And when a flash of his phone did not help, customer service apparently ignored his RMA request, and after 11 days, he posted his concerns on Reddit. So the statement from OnePlus is, we prioritize the experience of our users above all else. Our team is growing rapidly to etc., 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 etc. If you guys want to discuss this more, actually the thread on Linus Tech Tips forum is one of the more, I don't know, just generally it's a really good thread. People being very respectful, having balanced discussion, bringing lots of look at Ghost. He's all on top of this stuff.
It's a bot. It's awesome.
It's a bot?
Yeah, look, bot.
How does that work?
So when you post something specifically, when your account posts something, and then it has http:// in it, that bot will just nuke the chat.
How do I not know about these things?
Because Ghost is awesome.
Because, like, I've been spamming it, and you guys didn't tell me to stop spamming it.
Well, it's fairly new.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Ghost got really tired of me not instigating, like, an actual chat bot. So he was like, I'm gonna just make my own. So he did.
Good job, Ghost. You are the man.
And, like, the best part is that I'm not going to go over, like, all the different things that it does, but certain things that it does are drastically better than all the free bots out there and are, like, reasons why I've been holding off because I'm like, oh, they just suck.
Right.
So, yeah, he solved those too.
Cool.
Kind of great.
All right, let's move into our next topic. Well, this is cool. This means there's actually a point in me posting things like the source links for the stuff that we're about to talk about. Oh, and it didn't
It doesn't
work.
have an HTTP : /
Yes, it does. I just...
It does.
It does.
Balls.
Well, all right.
It didn't work that time.
Ghost, you are hereby...
Oh, no, it did something else.
You are hereby deducted 1 internet cookie, but it's okay because you earned 6 internet cookies for the last thing you did. All right, so this is Keyssa's Kiss Connectivity.
Oh, it only does it every 90 seconds.
This was posted by Dismo on the forum. I'm going to go ahead and pop this up on my screen here anyway.
Cooldown.
I'm sorry?
Why does it have a cooldown? You can only do it once every 90 seconds.
Oh, all right then.
It's probably so if you spam the crap out of it, it doesn't...
Probably to keep me from getting banned.
There we go. Okay.
Banning myself. All right. Yeah. So this, I mean, I think the headline is a little bit sensationalist. Mr. Eric McBride over at Android Authority. I don't think that Kiss connectivity will make cords obsolete, but I do agree that, I mean, if kissing made cords obsolete, what would we need the internet for? You could just kiss girls in real life.
Well, I guess.
Or boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, whichever. Anyway, the point is that we don't really have a ton of confirmation about exactly how the heck it works, but what they have said
that still wouldn't solve long-distance relationships.
I'm sorry? Long distance? Okay. The connectors used in Keyssa's wireless KISS connectivity are currently able to transfer up to 6 gigs of data per second. To put this in perspective, the latest Wi-Fi standard can handle up to 1.35 gigs a second, and that's very theoretical. I've never seen it go anywhere near that fast. And that's using a bridge, or like a media bridge and a high-speed router, as opposed to a router and then the kinds of weak sauce clients that typically people are using. So this, they showed off transferring a 1080p movie file, although we don't actually have confirmation of the exact size of the file, but I would guess it's in the, given that it did it in 5 seconds, I would guess that it was in the 6 gigs range, but it could be anywhere from 2.5 to 12 gigs. And that would translate to 512 megabytes per second to 2457 megabytes per second, which is
monstrous.
Bananas. Hold on a second. No, I did the math wrong there. It should have been 10 seconds to be whatever the speed I said was. Okay, anyway, somewhere between 512 megabytes to 2457, and it can only do it a couple of millimeters away right now. So we're not talking about like, you know, I'm just like this, and I'm like bippity boopity boop, and it goes over to his phone, you know, as fast as a USB 3 wired connection. We're talking about more like an NFC touch style, and like make sure you get it aligned just right, kind of arrangement. The initial demo of the technology was by their CEO, Eric Almgren, and they claim that, no, I already said that. So,
whoa.
Yeah, it was touchscreen. So I don't know what else there's to really say about this, other than the one big problem is that it doesn't use any kind of existing technology. Like, one of the ways that we've seen NFC file transfers before in the past is things like, and I'm holding up an iPhone, haha, NFC derp. I can pay for things. Yeah, thank you. So one of the ways we've seen NFC file transfers implemented in the past is with an NFC handshake and then a direct Wi-Fi connection, for example. Whereas KISS connectivity is not going to rely on any kind of existing connection. It will need a dedicated chip just for this. Although it looks like they're already in the process of working with a couple of large OEMs. Dell is probably going to be one of them, given that one of their devices was used for the demo. Right. And then Samsung and Intel are also investors. So that's already some pretty heavyweight players. Even if just Samsung rolls it out, that is a huge chunk of the smartphone market that could be enabled with this technology.
I'd like to see it in palm rests of laptops.
Yes. Did you read my comment and steal it? I haven't. That was going to be my whole thing that I was going to actually be able to talk about. I put an additional bullet. See, I'm not going to put bullet points in the in the doc anymore. I put it in. It goes Linus's thought. Integrated into laptops? Question mark. He goes, you know what would be great? Integrated into laptops. You know what? Congratulations for your good idea.
Thank you.
You did good. You were insightful.
I was actually thinking about that I want to talk about this topic next.
Yes, sure, we can do that. I was actually thinking we might get more into that on After Party. Or, okay, you know what?
We can get more into it on After Party.
Sure. Let's do it during the show, but maybe not quite next.
Sure.
So yeah, integrated into laptops. Like right now, one of the big problems with phones that faster wireless connectivity could fix is that you're either running around for a cable and using the old stupid traditional folder-based file transfer technique, or you're using something that's inherently slow, like you're backing up to Dropbox. Herb derp, I'm holding up an iPhone again. Well, excuse me, I mean AirDrop. To all of my other Apple devices that I don't have, to all my friends who use Apple who actually don't, to my iPhone 4 that actually doesn't support AirDrop. Every time I'm like, oh yeah, I'll just use AirDrop for this. Nope.
Nope, not at all. Nope.
So, yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. Let's talk Snapcash. This is interesting. I did not see this one coming. So everyone knows what Snapchat is. You send picture messages to people. In theory, they're deleted. I had finger quotes.
Yeah.
I had finger quotes. I said in theory. I think that pretty much covers
So in theory plus finger quotes means like totally not at all.
We need a shirt that says that.
Yeah.
Totally not at all in quotes. So Snapcash uses Square Cache. So if you guys have heard of Square, I actually signed up for Square back when they first started up. Basically, it was just a little dongle that plugged into your phone so that so anyone could accept credit card transactions with a very reasonable interchange fee or additional charge on top of it.
I've never seen that in Canada, but multiple places when I was going around Europe was using Square.
So Square Cache is just more like more debit cardy. Okay, so Square. Okay, well, hold on. Square Cache on its own is you just key in your debit card, and then it's more for like peer-to-peer transfers. So you wouldn't expect to walk into a restaurant and have them accept Square Cache, and you just kind of go, bippity boopity in my app, and you send it to that person, who then gets a notification that that they have been sent money and they can accept it. So that's more for like, you're meeting with someone, behind the alley to trade computer
Video
parts.
Games.
I mean, I wouldn't use an electronic. If I was buying drugs, I wouldn't use anything electronic. But if you're buying computer hardware, it's all good. Can you not? Whatever you're about to say, can you not?
Silk Road.
What?
Silk Road.
Okay. I wouldn't use Square. I wouldn't use my debit card. Can we say that much?
Sure. Okay,
so Square stores your debit card information securely, they say. I haven't verified that, but they store it securely, and then you can just use it. So I've heard of people using it for things like tip splitting when they're out for dinner. It's like, hey, I don't have any cash. Someone's got a credit card. Someone else squares them some money. Awesome. So
okay, so all the credit card stuff is stored by Square or Snapchat?
Not credit card yet. Debit.
Okay, all that information is stored by Square or Snapchat?
If you use Square Cache, Square, and I believe with Snapchat, it is going to be Snapchat, but don't quote me on that one either. There's not a ton of information about this yet, and honestly, this was posted by King Daddy Daniel on the forum, by the way, and I'll post the original article from TechCrunch right here. Honestly, the most information is in their hilarious video that has a bunch of dancers running around, and it's probably worth us just firing up on the show here. Oh, jeez. Because it's pretty funny.
What?
It's very, very over the top. Let's just go ahead and screen share here.
Okay.
Oh, that's weird. Well, I guess we don't get any audio, but whatever. He says, buy this, can you send me some cash? So the way it works is instead of relying on a dedicated financial app, you just use Snapchat, you type in a dollar amount, and it's slow motion for dramatic. There you go. The button turns green, and you just send cash. Boom, just like that. If the other person doesn't have it set up, then it'll prompt them to set it up.
Oh my god.
And yeah, so this is the video, which is hilarious. It involves a lot more dancing. It goes on for way too long. It's over 2 minutes long.
So this is going to be like the easiest way to steal money from friends.
Wow, that's...
I see this end up being terrible.
You always look at things from like this like dark dark.
But you have to.
What evil people will do with it? Whereas I'm like,
you have to.
Oh, this is such a cool way to be like, bro, here's $10 for the lunch you just got for me.
Yeah, bro at a frat party, everyone passes out. Bro walks around because he wasn't drinking and goes to everyone's phone and just Snapchats himself hundreds of dollars.
Okay, so let's do benefits and drawbacks analysis. Okay, easy to steal.
Yeah, extremely.
I would say benefit is if you do send someone out to buy something for you, you no longer need to give Buddy your PIN or your credit card, which is something. Oh, come on! You're going to use PayPal for that?
Why not?
Why would they have PayPal?
What? Everyone has PayPal.
Do they?
I don't know anyone who doesn't have PayPal. My mom has it. My grandpa has it.
I don't think I have a personal PayPal account.
Really?
Yeah.
You're weird.
I have a company PayPal account. My wife has a PayPal account. I do not have a PayPal account. What would I need it for?
I don't know.
I'm not going to buy anything with PayPal. I get rewards on my credit card. And then merchants get to pay for it. That's right, Best Buy CEO man who hates interchange fees that
wouldn't
earn rewards
withdrawing money from your card into PayPal still count as, so you'd still get rewards from your credit card?
Can't remember.
I'm not
but that's
sure,
a good point.
Actually.
Anyway,
I have no idea.
Okay, the point is if this is much faster.
It is much faster.
There. Okay, so and you say PayPal, but I know that you've given me your debit card and told me your PIN to go buy something for you.
It's still easier than this.
No. This looks legitimately pretty easy. Assume now that you're not 20-something and you're 18-something. But
the reason why...
And you actually have Snapchat.
But the reason why this is not as easy as just giving you a debit card, I don't do that with everybody. It's because you don't know what the price is going to be. So what, like the guy gets to the store, rings through the whole transaction, and then calls you and is like, "Hey, it's this much."
No, but they could come back and be like, "Yo, dog, it was 1862," and you could boop, boop, boop,
so you owe me that
done.
much.
Yeah, I think it's awesome. I think the potential to exploit it is definitely there. I think that kids today need to learn to put pins on their phones that their friends don't know, because the phone is more and more and more tied into so many things you can do. I mean, even Apple's way of validating Apple Pay with Touch ID, I believe you can also enter a PIN. So if someone knows the PIN of your phone, all of a sudden they can buy things, which is a whole other ball of wax compared to they can text your friends and be like, "Lol, I'm ugly."
Yeah.
Yeah, phone pranking
Post on Facebook, "I hacked your Facebook."
Yeah.
No, not so much.
All right, so court rules. This is posted by Tech Dreamer on the forum.
Court rules.
Yeah, court rules.
Yeah.
If I fought that, then I would be alone. Me and lawyers. So this was from Engadget.com, and of course, I don't have an HTTP on that one. Boom! Engadget.com.
There you go.
Originally posted by Tech Dreamer, and U.S. court in San Francisco has ruled that due to the First Amendment, so this is freedom of speech predominantly, Google can arrange and rearrange search results any way it wants. So this is from a complaint from they figured they were a competitor of one of Google's services, that Google was intentionally downranking them in Google search results in order to drive more exposure to their own services. And basically, this ruling, it doesn't rule out Google being attacked for this in other regions or by other companies.
Yeah.
But what it does do is it sets a precedent that Google can now point to and say, well, hey, it was already ruled that we're allowed to arrange our search results however we want, so...
Yeah. That's how, referencing different court trials.
Enjoy that.
Works. It'd be like Google versus whoever. Honestly,
They were already doing it anyway.
Yeah.
Even whether it was legal or not, they were already doing it, and they were going to do it forever. I mean... It is no great secret that when Google launches some new service that everyone hates, like Google Plus, that all of a sudden it's everywhere.
Yeah.
Duh.
I don't know. I don't think it's that big of a deal. I think it sounds a little bit scary, but I don't think it's actually going to be.
They can't abuse it any worse than they already are, really, because if they do, people will stop Googling things. When Bing, there's no loyalty to a search engine, in particular the search engine. Things like their applications, like their calendar or their email, there's some loyalty there because they've managed to drive us as a business to give them a monthly payment in order to use these services because of how well integrated they are. But for especially something like using a search engine, which is what this complaint is about, there is no loyalty. If Bing starts returning better search results for me, I will switch tomorrow.
I'd love to use Bing. It's just useless.
I switched from AltaVista to Google that quickly because AltaVista stopped working and Google started doing better. Same thing with Dogpile. Like, those of you who've been using the internet long enough to remember the pre-Google days, there are other search engines. It's just that they suck. Yeah. So if Google degrades the quality of their results by prioritizing their own crap aggressively enough, we'll just stop using it. And they'll lose their primary source of income. So it's not going to happen.
I know Ask.com is still a thing, but, like, not really. And I remember Ask Jeeves being huge.
Ask Jeeves was huge.
Yeah.
I think I went AltaVista, Ask Jeeves, Google, actually, I think was what I used. AltaVista used to be awesome. You could find everything there. Yeah. And then it just went to complete garbage. You know, it is amazing how bad Bing is.
Yeah, I know.
Every time I install a new Windows OS, I think I've told this story before. Every time I install a new Windows OS, I have to use IE until I'm not lazy and I install some other browser. So I'll use IE and the default search engine will be Bing because I'm not going to go through all those other steps to manually change my search engine, and then it's kind of a pain to add it, so I'm lazy. And I will use Bing until it infuriates me. And it's usually gone within 3 searches because it doesn't find anything useful.
It doesn't find it, yeah. I don't know. And, like, you search the exact name of a product, and it will find you everything else it possibly can. Yeah. And then you put that name in Google, and the first result is the product page from that company.
From the manufacturer.
Yeah,
it's like, what am I looking for? Like, some obscure reference to, like, it's coming out in 6 months from some message board from 6 months ago. No, I want to look at it. Yeah. New York, this is the coolest thing ever.
What?
New York City,
this is awesome.
To replace public, this was posted by the Uncon... It's whatever, something. So the original articles are from absolutely everywhere. So The Verge has got an article about this. TechCrunch, Ars Technica, Business Insider. I'll post the Verge one here because I'm apparently... Because that's the one I copied, although I'm still mad at them about that really stupid piece they did on Gamergate.
Yeah. It was really stupid, but, like, basically...
It was really stupid.
But, like, basically everyone else has released stuff like that, too. That has talked about it.
That's true. Everyone was stupid.
Yes.
But The Verge's was, like, late to the party and stupid.
That's
so
true.
They didn't have the advantage of not having everyone else's stupidity to look at and not follow them off the cliff like a lemming. So there you go.
Yep.
This is going to be called LinkNYC, and they will be replacing 10,000 payphones. I mean, who uses payphones? With pylons, towers, posts, capable of providing free public Wi-Fi at gigabit speeds 24/7. There's also a charging station for your mobile devices. You can call any number domestically in the US, and it features a tablet-like interface that can provide services like directions.
That's awesome.
Not paid for with taxpayer money. Instead, it is advertiser-driven, and the residential version will not have ads. The project is estimated to bring $500 million of revenue into New York City in its first 12 years, and what a boon for the residents. Brilliant.
Oh.
New York City planners, you guys are awesome, your kids are awesome, your dogs are awesome, and especially
Mainly
your
dogs.
Ideas are awesome. Mainly your dogs are awesome. They wear rocket packs.
And they're super stoked when you come home.
That's how forward-thinking they are.
Yeah. Anyways, I was when you first said ads, I was working before the show, so I didn't have it.
No, they're like big billboards on the pylons.
Yeah, like that's cool.
Like a
I was
bus
like,
stop.
oh, you're gonna inject ads in my browser all the time? It's gonna suck, especially on mobile when you like can't see anything already. But then no, that's fine. If it's on the side of the thing, like it's New York City. Yeah, stuff everywhere anyway.
Stuff,
I don't know if it's gonna really change much.
It's not confirmed whether seamless hopping from pylon to pylon will be supported, so you may have to treat it kind of like a phone booth, you know, where you actually kind of have to stand next to it to make a call and then kind of boogie onto the next place. But And one concern that I have is if you're set up, and depending on the way the pylon works, like even if you don't seamlessly roam, if you do connection hop at all, every mobile OS, actually I haven't tried BlackBerry, you have, so maybe you can correct me on this.
It's been a long time.
iOS and Android, both of them handle degraded Wi-Fi connections extremely poorly, and they don't switch over to mobile data nearly gracefully enough. Windows Phone does it incredibly well. It goes, oh crap, this is bad, and switches over to your mobile data connection, so you hardly even notice when you're browsing. But that's a big issue when you're at the fringes of a Wi-Fi coverage zone. So if you were walking down the street doing something on your phone, then if you reach edges of these pylons all the time and you're automatically jumping on them, it could be very, very disruptive. So that's just my one thought on it.
Yep.
Other than that, it's amazing in every way.
Have you used Shotgo Wi-Fi?
Yeah, I have.
It's surprisingly good.
Yep.
And I wouldn't be surprised if it worked something like that.
Yeah, so the way that works is the internet provider that I'm on, just by being a customer, they have Wi-Fi hotspots in all kinds of places. Like
they're all named the same thing and they're all open, so you automatically connect. And then there's like a web sign-in thing, but it's really good at remembering your account, like really, really good. So every single time that it detects this open network, your phone will connect to it and it signs in immediately, and it's all fine.
Yeah, it's super cool. Like even my I don't know, what are they called? Baby doctor. Whatever, the family doctor for my wife's pregnancies. Like their waiting room has a Shaw open hotspot. It's like awesome, yay!
Yeah.
I guess I won't be using my mobile data right now.
Right.
Okay. Dell's UP2715K 5K monitor. This was rumored to be coming in at $2,500. This was posted on the forum by Big Stroons, by the way, and the original article is from guru3d.com. But I think Apple might have forced Dell's hand a little bit here. I think Dell was really hoping to have, to resurrect the expensive monitor business that has basically disappeared since 30-inch 2560 by 1600 monitors. Those never came down in price, but the 2560 by 1440 27-inch varieties did. And ever since that business kind of went away, it looks like they were trying to resurrect this. They wanted $2,500 for a monitor, and then Apple turned around and bitch-slapped them by giving you a fairly decent computer attached to that same panel in a beautiful enclosure for $3,500. So no-brainer.
Yeah.
Go for
And you could use that computer as a monitor, right?
No.
Really?
The iMac?
There's no functionality for that at all?
No. Older iMacs, yes. They had some feature. I forget what it's called. Who cares? It's some Apple feature. But I wish they just had a display input. But this one uses... and actually, Dell's implementation is very different from Apple's. I'll talk about that in a moment. But the Apple one uses a custom... wider, like it's physically wider and has more pins. It is a non-standard DisplayPort connector.
Interesting.
That they worked with AMD on, presumably, in order to drive that panel as a single tile display. So what that means is there is no input that could drive it.
Yeah. All right then.
Yeah. So I get it.
Yeah.
And I understand that it is better to have a single tile display so you don't see that weird tearing. We have one dual tile display in the office, and it's not an ideal solution. But Dell's is going to be a dual tile display. So it'll use two DisplayPort inputs because DisplayPort 1.3 isn't here yet. And it'll have... okay, here, I guess I might as well just do a general spec.
I don't know if I would move up yet then.
A 5120 by 2880 resolution with 8 millisecond graded gray response times, 1,000 to 1 contrast ratio, 350, 178 viewing angles, so basically anywhere you would ever be looking at the screen. It's got a double anti-reflective coating to allow more light to pass through the glass in the panel. Features an anti-smudge coating to help wipe away fingerprints. 99% RGB, 100% sRGB color space, and calibrated with a Delta E of less than 2. 12-bit internal processing, so it's a 12-bit lookup table, and the panel is 10-bit. So it would be potentially useful for folks who use Adobe applications on Quadro or... Fire Pro cards, and they want to work in 10-bit color, although the workflow is still fairly broken, and yeah. So, yeah. I guess there's not really much else to say about it other than I don't think it makes a ton of sense.
I was gonna say I don't personally think it's ready. I don't know if I would jump yet. If I wanted a 5K monitor, I don't think this would be it.
If Windows is able to start scaling better,
That's a big problem.
then this would be actually, I would see this as the way to go for productivity applications versus media consumption, because it is exactly 4 times 2560 by 1440. So the scaling could be relatively simple. That's one of the reasons that it's speculated that Apple went with 5K as opposed to 4K or Ultra HD, for the iMac Retina. Because really, you didn't need to go 5K on that to make it Retina. Like, it's overkill. It's insanely sharp.
Yeah.
But the flip side of that argument is that 5K is not going to be as good for content consumption because you are going to get interpolation because you're going to be running any movie content at a non-native res. And there will be no 5K content anytime soon. So upscaling from 1080p to 4K has that advantage of being exactly 2 times the resolution, 4 times the pixel count. And then scaling to 5K is just sort of a random arbitrary amount more than that. So there you go. I see 5K as the creator resolution, and I see 4K as the consumer resolution. But we're a long way away from either of them really being practical in Windows because of the way that UI elements scale so poorly.
So poorly. Not good at all. And that was kind of almost like sad seeing you work on your Mac, knowing that it's 5K and like it's fine.
Yeah, I know, right?
Come on,
it looks
Windows.
great.
It does. I'm like, damn it. Like, every single time we hook up a 4K monitor to a computer, I'm like, this is unusable. Like, it looks so stupid.
And then you turn on the scaling, and it's like, now just some things are unusable.
Yeah. It's like, this is still super stupid. What are you doing? Oh, it's really frustrating.
Oh, we've got Scopapex on Twitch chat saying letterbox equals no weird interpolation. Come on, man. You're going to buy a 5K monitor and then you're going to run black bars on all sides of your content? Are you kidding me? That's even worse. I would rather have approximations than gigantic black bars all around the content. Speaking of black bars all around the content, this was originally posted by Sephiroth on the forum. Origin PC to sell... Copy link URL. Sorry, I'm just copying the link for you guys. I'm trying to make a better habit of this.
Black bars?
Better job of doing this. They're going to be selling their Millennium and Genesis cases standalone. This is something that okay.
We asked for, actually.
Yeah, lots of people asked for it because it's a cool case. So
Yes,
check this out, guys. Have you ever called up a boutique PC builder and asked them to buy their case?
Because I have never called up a boutique PC builder.
Okay, I did it once. When here, I'm just gonna fire it up here. Alienware, Star Wars. That's not the one I
drive
wanted.
cages on these cases are badass, by the way.
There we go. This is the one. I called Alienware and asked them if I could buy one.
I understand.
That was back when Alienware's case was actually a reasonably quote-unquote cool design. I was younger, and vinyl wraps were not nearly as common or as accessible. And I thought this was a stunning piece of Star Wars artwork that I would happily put my computer inside, even though I had a better actual case, like a better designed, better laid out case at the time. I thought that limited edition one was worth it. And I know a lot of people asked for Voodoo PC to sell their modified Lee and Lee case standalone. It was a very beautiful case. But Origins is really cool as well. So the neatest thing about them is that, and this is part of their 5-year anniversary celebration, the neatest thing about them is that you can mount your motherboard in whatever orientation you want. So we'll go ahead and fire up their video here. This is such a slick video. They're just showing off.
Yeah.
So right side up, upside down. facing up, either which way, whatever you prefer. And then their drive mounting system is absolutely
The drive cages are sick.
Sick. They've got an add-on thing that you can put underneath it, so you can add more drive cages or more rads.
Yeah.
Really cool case, and I don't know how much they're charging for it, but
$399 and $499.
Not
so
cheap.
if you want the, or wait, no, $399 and $449. There we go.
Not cheap. Not out of the question either.
I believe the $449 one, it says it's like the full tower or whatever. I think it's just the add-on on the bottom and the same case on top.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're pretty sick. I got to see them at, what was that, E3, I think?
I first saw one back at CES. That was when they launched it.
Yeah.
Yeah, NVIDIA had it in their booth.
Yeah.
And yeah, I thought it was pretty cool.
They're cool.
All right, so why don't we do our sponsors?
All right.
In a timely manner for a change. Last few weeks, I've completely forgotten about them.
Well, it's 5:50. Let's cover our sponsors now.
Yeah, I guess we should probably actually do that. Okay, thank you. So our first sponsor this week is Lynda.com. You can have as much fun as she does learning online. Lynda.com is a great way to pick up new skills, whether it's photography, video editing, coding is a really, really big one over at Lynda.com.
Yep, huge.
Did I say video editing already?
Well, you did now.
Well, video editing is very close to my heart just because we've got now... Are we up to 3 people here that have used Lynda.com and learned skills that they now use here daily?
Taryn, me, and someone.
I thought it was it Burkle?
Maybe.
I think so. I'll have to find out about that. But anyway, Lynda.com really does teach you things. It's awesome. So you sign up for courses, you get this curated content from industry experts, there's new content being added all the time, it's inexpensive, and you can learn completely at your own pace. So if you kind of go, oh, well, I'm only gonna, do one video this week, and maybe next week I'll blow it off entirely, but the week after that I'm gonna cram like crazy, then it's basically like WoW. It's a subscription-based service. Ultimately, what do they care how much you use it? Use it however much you want or not however much you want, and that's totally cool.
It's like WoW, but you level up in real life.
Yes. It's like WoW, except nothing like WoW. It's like WoW in that you pay for it monthly. Everything else is not the same.
Not even close.
And it's at your computer. I guess there's that.
Yeah, or your phone.
You could learn skills in WoW that are transferable to real life.
Communication skills.
No.
Yelling at people.
Yelling at people is not a skill. Well...
You want to be a drill sergeant?
Yeah.
You can be a raid leader, then go to be a drill sergeant.
Yeah, but to be a drill sergeant, you'd have to... Okay, so you'd have to have like a healthy, balanced diet of WoW and going to the gym.
Yes. Unlikely. But possible.
Really? You're going to be like that? You're going to stereotype?
I said but possible.
All right. So lynda.com/WANshow for a free 7-day trial. You can try it out. If you like it, then try it out. And if you don't like it, then wait. If you like it, then try it out. No, if you like it, then you stay subscribed. And if you don't like it, then you don't have to.
No, you'd have to. You know how they go on like super long marches?
Sure. Yes.
And
Oh, wow.
Treadmill under your computer desk. So you're on like a permanent march while playing WoW. So if you want to be a drill sergeant, you could be that dude that like runs in front of everyone and is like, look at me, I'm faster than all of you, I have crazy endurance.
A treadmill that makes you actually hike as far as you have to hike in that bloody game. By the time you got an epic mount, you'd be in great shape.
If you mount up, you have to run, so if you get 100% speed mount, you would have to run 100% faster than you normally would be moving. So if you get like a flying mount, you're just like full out sprinting.
So no one would even want mounts anymore.
No.
The value would plummet. It would cause an economic crisis in the
walk
world
button,
of Warcraft.
The walk button would be used so much more because I wouldn't want to go slowly. The whole game would come to a grinding halt.
It's like if you had like a no-clip hack and you were just sitting above the world, you'd just see like these entire towns of people walking like this. That's the middle of a fight, and it's like, I can't get away from this scorpion because I'm too tired.
Don't stand in the fire! I'm too tired to move! I have to stand in the fire.
Heal me! I'm gonna stay right here in the middle of this area of effect spell.
It'll be fine, just deal with it.
Okay, so on to our next
Someone
sponsor.
should make that video game so it can fail. Kickstarter it.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, so our next sponsor is 5-4 Club, and this is more of a reminder than an announcement because we already announced this, but they are doing an epic giveaway. They are giving away retail price $7,200 or more in clothing to one lucky winner. And something I didn't even think of that you mentioned offline last time is what a cool thing for a college student to win.
Yeah.
If you could like show up, it's like your first year and you have 5 years of 5-4 Club membership, so you can look like a boss every day on campus, always new threads, and it doesn't cost you $1. What a freaking cool prize. Because I know there's a lot of different ways for companies to handle prizes. Like they could do 1 month subscriptions for 60 people.
Yeah.
And there's some benefit to that because you're giving a little bit to a lot of people. Or you can put together like a super awesome prize pack, which is what they've done here, that'll basically give someone all the wardrobe they'll need. Realistically, I mean, if you're subscribed to 5-4 Club for 5 years. Okay, so the way it works is you pay $60 a month, and they send you a retail value on their site of $120 or more of clothing that your personal style assistant picks out for you and then ships to you. So that is realistically kind of a couple shirts and like a bottom, or sometimes shoes or whatever else, once a month for 5 years. You're gonna have so much clothing,
especially if you're in like the college range where you're probably. If you're not done growing, you're getting close to it.
So guys, you head over to the bit.ly right here, bit.ly/FFC giveaway. And once you enter, you can share it on social media. Each friend you refer gets you 3 more entries. The winning, the entries close November 23rd, so that's in 2 days. And the winning draw takes place November 25th. I think it's a super cool thing. And don't worry, guys, if you don't win, then you can still go through the, 1 minute? I can never remember how fast they say the survey is.
It's really short.
Really fast. Go through a survey.
I think it's a minute.
Give them your sizes, your style preferences, and you can get hooked up and look good without ever having to go to a store and feel like everyone is judging you whenever you try things on that aren't cool, which is what I do. Yeah, this is what happens when we shop for ourselves. 5-4 Club, don't look like us.
Yeah. There you go. Problem solved. Oh, jeez.
Okay, so shall we tackle that big topic now?
Which big topic? Our big topic?
Our big topic.
Okay, sure.
Okay, let's
I don't know how you want to do this, but you go to town.
Okay, so we recently launched our crowdfunding campaign. We had talked about this on WAN Show before, how we're going to be moving into a new office, and some people have been extremely receptive, and we've actually got over. Is that right? Since we started the show, it's gone up that much?
Well, remember, it's being manually updated.
Right. Okay, so it might even be more than that.
And that's the Canadian value.
Yeah, that's fine. I know.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
so it'll be a little bit more than that.
Some of you have been awesome. You've been incredibly supportive. Whether you've actually contributed to the campaign or not, you've been supportive of the idea. Some of you have raised some objections to it, raised some concerns, voiced some concerns, some objections. There have been objections. So what I said on Twitter this morning was that I would try to address what I thought were the most common objections here on WAN Show today. And then what we'll do is I'll commit to do a short after party with you guys where we'll do some Twitter and Twitch interaction so you guys can let me know if there's anything that you're still concerned about. So question number 1, why don't you guys have lower contribution tiers like $1? The answer is, right now, everything is going through PayPal. And for very small transactions, their proportion of the payment is actually much higher, especially for something as small as $1. So rather than encouraging the members of our community who can least afford it, the people who can only afford to give $1, to basically give money to PayPal, I would just as soon you guys keep it and support us in some other way by, like, say, for example, watching videos. You don't have to give us money.
Yeah, watching videos, subscribing, liking, disliking, posting on the forum, having a forum account.
All of that is more helpful than padding PayPal's pockets as far as I'm concerned. Yeah. Question number 2. Your stretch targets are ridiculous. Why are they so high? The answer is, you're right, they were ridiculous. They were much higher than they should have been initially, and a big part of the reason for that is we weren't really sure how much momentum the campaign would have. Like, we didn't know if it was going to be overwhelming outpouring of support or if it was going to completely go nowhere. And we didn't want to trap ourselves by putting ourselves in a situation where all of a sudden we've got to hit every stretch target commitment in like a week
or something
like that. So now that we can see how things are tracking, we have completely rearranged the stretch targets to make them much more realistic and much more attainable. In fact, the first one has already been achieved. We have finally fixed Luke's Twitter handle on the WAN show.
Yes, and it's possible that the second one has actually been achieved already. It's possible that more have been achieved. There's a slight problem. Thank you. Sorry, I have to interject here for a little bit. Thank you to Mr. Wizard. There's like no way that anything would be even remotely running right now if it wasn't for Mr. Wizard. Like not even close. So I just want to put that out there.
Thanks, Mr. Wizard.
And the problem
is... call him Lord Wizard from now on.
Lord Wizard. Or the Wizard. The problem is the call that we're making to get the amount raised, dollar value, doesn't take into account money that is pending.
Okay.
So we can't get the actual value, so we're currently hard coding that, just so you guys know, like overnight or something, if it doesn't move for a really long time, it's not because we're not counting your donations, it's because gotta sleep for a little bit, wake up, and then we'll manually update it.
All right. Question number 3. Aren't you guys a business? Why aren't you seeking investment or taking out a loan? The answer is because some of you want to help us. Nope, that's the wrong answer. Yes, we are a business, but those of you savvy enough to figure out these types of business strategies should also be savvy enough to know that moving into a much larger space is going to cost a lot more than $50,000, our goal for the campaign, even in the short term. So we're exploring every avenue necessary to grow and keep delivering the best content that we can, regardless of how much we raise during this campaign. And then the question number 4 then is, so then why are you asking for money at all? And the answer is because some of you want to help us in this way. We've done campaigns like this before with similar rewards, things like badges on the forum, and people have said that they're happy to be able to contribute in this way. In fact, a lot of people don't like the recurring contributor system that funds the forum and prefer something that's a one-shot deal. The last time we did this was over a year ago. So it's not like we're turning around and running a new crowdfunding campaign every other month or anything like that. It's something that we have been asked for. So for those people who do want to help us out like this, then we want to send our gratitude. And to everyone else, I mean, we're still grateful because every contribution, even one view on a video, counts. The thing to realize here is this is all optional. We're not holding our content hostage. We're not saying we're going to stop making tech videos if we don't hit this goal. Nothing happens if we don't hit the goal. It's just, if you guys want to contribute, if you want to see some of the cool stretch targets, then go ahead and contribute to the campaign, or don't. It's fine. It's cool. Like, we're still cool. It's all good. Yeah.
Travis just sent me fire in all capital letters, and I'm like, what? He's like, things are on fire. I know what you did. You announced. He's like, oh my God.
So next question is, why don't you guys have any cool physical rewards? And this actually ties into the last one. We're asking for money so we can move into a bigger space, hire more people, and make better content, not so we can sell you a bunch of stickers, t-shirts, and hats. If you want to contribute to Linus Media Group by buying a t-shirt, then go buy a t-shirt. We have t-shirts.
Hooray.
We don't need to do a campaign for that. So on both of our web shops, we have a variety of different shirts. The usual complaint about the web shops when people say, well, I'd like to buy a t-shirt except, is OMG, the shipping is so expensive. To which I'd reply, well, then I guess you figured out why physical merchandise would basically kill any possibility from this campaign funding a move. The cost doesn't go away because it's a special crowdfunding t-shirt. So out of that, let's say a $25 reward tier, I'd say is pretty typical for a t-shirt. Actually, on the high end, we'd still be paying $8 a shirt because we do all of our shirts on American Apparel, and up to another $13 more for international shipping. And we're in Canada, so we don't even get cheap domestic shipping to the US.
And people were wondering too about like signed stuff. That's even way worse because we'd have to get it shipped over the border to us and then back over the border somewhere else.
We actually wanted, I mean, and it's not like these aren't ideas we've had. We wanted to do signed posters. We had them printed, they're here. But the problem is that the design didn't end up looking good at all, so we canned it, but it is something that we do plan to do at some point. It's just, when we're doing a physical merchandise thing, we don't plan, the idea of this is for us to be funding making better and more content for you guys, not to fund us sitting in the new office, packing boxes to ship t-shirts all over the world or whatever else. And yes, that's a bit of an exaggeration because you could get a service to do that, but then again, you're spending even more of the money on having a service take care of it for you.
Yeah.
Which leads us to the last question. I don't want to contribute because investing in a company without any ROI is stupid. I want to be a stakeholder. To which I would reply, we don't want stakeholders. And I suspect neither do the people who are contributing to the new office expansion. The closest thing that we actually have to direct backers for our company. If we had stakeholders and all of a sudden there might be pressure to start paying dividends instead of using that money on responsible things like new gear and sets and employees, we'd be potentially accountable for the kind of content we're making to some random that the community has never even met. People are contributing, the ones that are contributing because they want me in charge, not some shadow lurking in the background potentially pulling strings. So
we've stayed away from investment other than this crazy person investing everything because it is a scary concept of other people having control over the company. So we're not really interested in that.
And I can't emphasize that enough. By the way, here's the link to the campaign. I can't emphasize enough that just because we're crowdfunding this doesn't mean that I'm not personally invested and that we're not reinvesting the company's profits into it. It's not like, I mean, you guys, I think, see that, it's not like I actually drive a Lambo. I don't actually just blow all my money on frivolous crap. Like, we're trying to do something here. We're trying to make more and better content all the time. And I hope you guys do genuinely see that. And right now, being in a kitchen is just not the right way for us to move forward with this. So that's where we're at.
Yeah, I have to give a shout out again to Mr. Wizard for being awesome. We were both up to ridiculous hours of the morning. Last night this morning. Anyways, he had like 3 hours of sleep before he went to work, and I think he's at work right now. So, hi, Mr. Wizard. You're probably not watching because you're probably busy working. But yeah.
So anyway, we made the big thing here is I think we made the reward tiers a lot more fun,
super fun,
and a lot more attainable. So we're like $400 away from releasing the original Stormtrooper rap audio, something that a lot of people asked for, and I said would never happen, but Luke and Nick insisted. WAN show made up as girls comes another 3,000 after that. Luke does a Linus Tech Tips video under fire.
I'm actually so excited.
So we get to throw stuff at him the entire time he's filming. Yeah. Linus does a Linus Tech Tips video in upper body paint that the entire rest of the company gets to draw on him and design. Channel Super Fun comes $2,500 after that, and is going to be a video where Luke and I each get the remotes for shot callers that each other wears for an entire day.
So it's going to be the most aggressive day or the most kind and polite day
at really,
Linus Media Group ever.
Really not sure which way it's going to go with that, but basically, we think we've fixed it. I'll stick around for after party and I'll talk with you guys if you still have some concerns, and let's go from there. But for now, I think we've spent enough time during this, and let's move on to... Oh, balls.
Oh. Awkward. Net.
Yeah. There we go. Let's move on to Keep On Diggin', our Ubisoft segment of the week. Ubisoft that one's good. I'm actually going to move that lower third when I talk about the next one.
This is updated in real time.
Okay, cool. In real time now? Like it's fixed? Just now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so we're like $150 away from Stormtrooper Wrap.
In real wizard time. And yes, we're like $150 away from Stormtrooper Wrap.
All right, so Ubisoft says they will improve Assassin's Creed Unity performance. They still don't seem to be actually acknowledging what the problems were. This was originally posted by that cool blue kid on the forum, and the original articles are from assassinscreed.ub.com and kitguru.net. I think I'm going to go with the KitGuru link for you guys since
it's not an Assassin's Creed page.
Not a Ubi page.
Yeah.
Basically, they plan the following revisions: streamlining some technical aspects of navigation. So this is really funny. I love the way they word this. We've fixed a number of edge cases with our detection system to smooth certain behaviors during parkour. We've fixed a few objects which were improperly tagged to smooth navigation. Okay, because that was the only problem people had with the game, I guess. And edge cases. No, we're not talking edge cases, guys. We're talking performance issues across the board. All right, next up.
In certain edge cases.
Improved task scheduling. We've tuned the way the computing tasks are prioritized and parallelized by the processor cores to improve frame rate in certain edge cases.
Parallelized.
Okay, and then tweaking performance for reach high points. We've optimized the reach high points during the camera swooping sequence to improve frame rate a little bit. And they're saying crowd size does not affect frame rate and is not the issue. I don't think anyone was saying crowd size was the issue, because honestly, the models are not that detailed compared to... Come on.
Like anything.
I mean, they're detailed compared to, like, Rome Total War.
Yeah.
But
again, I can't say this enough. You're losing to freaking COD.
Okay, so
like
the models
hardcore.
aren't that detailed in the first place. I mean, but they in their own promotional materials, in their own statements, they're saying, what was it? Notre Dame alone was how many polygons?
Yeah, I don't remember it all, but it was a crazy amount.
Polygons.
All the buildings are absolutely insane.
And that's where the alleged, rumored draw call bottleneck is occurring, not from on-screen characters. Scaling Notre Dame.
Although I'm sure not on-screen characters aren't exactly easy.
Yeah, but
and I can't imagine that reducing crowd size wouldn't help.
To say they don't affect it is silly.
Yeah.
But to think that that's the problem, as I don't think correct either.
No.
All right, so
it would be nice if they just had a slider where you could just control crowd size. So you're like, hey, done.
That was it for Keep On Diggin'. Let's move into something Ubisoft did that I personally like. Ubisoft removes field of view controls in some Far Cry 4 torrents.
I just thought that was funny.
This was posted by Inimigor on the forum, and the original article we have here is from GameSpot.com, so I'll go ahead and post that. But certain Far Cry torrents contain an error which removes the game's field of view controls. Alex Hutchinson, a creative director at Ubisoft Montreal, wrote on Twitter, "PC players, if you're online complaining about the lack of FOV control, you pirated the game." In September, Electronic Arts spliced a bug into pirated copies of Sims 4, where the image becomes increasingly pixelated. This is not the first time we've seen a strategy like this, and personally, I really like it because
I really liked the game creation simulator or game tycoon or something.
Well, yeah, but not everyone can like include that game with their game or something. Like where the game you fail and your company goes bankrupt because
of piracy.
Yes.
That was the best. And like, no, I know. Of course not everyone can do something like that. I just thought that one was super good.
What I like about this strategy is how realistic it is. Instead of going, okay, our DRM is unbreakable. Instead of even bothering to say that, they just go, okay, we're going to put DRM in. We're going to at least get around the... And to imagine that DRM doesn't stop some pirates is stupid. It's stupid. You're stupid. Go be stupid somewhere else. Because DRM does stop some pirates. The problem is that it also interferes with regular players. And I think you could make arguments for it being gotten rid of at all. But this is not a draconian DRM scheme in and of itself. I'm not saying the game doesn't have DRM, so just hold on.
I'm trying to bring up a different thing.
The digging thumbnail is coming back.
Okay.
It's coming back for Ubisoft.
All right.
But what I like about little bugs like this is that they're realistic. They accept that people are going to pirate the game, and what they do is instead of trying to stop them brute force, they create social pressure on pirates to shame them into not pirating the game. And the thing about putting in a bug like this, especially one that appears later on in the game, is that you're not punishing the guys who really did download it, pirate it as a demo, and then buy it if they liked it to play it. You are punishing the guys who didn't pay for it and are playing through it. You're punishing the people who actually did enjoy it enough that they really want to keep playing it badly enough that they really want that FOV slider, and you are making them come out and say, I'm using this, I didn't pay for it, and I'm going to go and be a customer about it. I'm going to actually lodge a complaint. I'm going to actually have this company spend money answering my question when I didn't even have the respect to pay for the game. Right. And I'm playing it.
Correct.
So I like that.
Yeah, I think it's cool having that little Easter egg stuff. By the way, we just hit our rap goal thing.
Oh lordy, where is that file?
So the release original Stormtrooper rap audio is that goal has been made.
I have Taryn working on updating the WAN Show SoundCloud account for an audio version of WAN Show right now. So I figure we can release that on that SoundCloud account. So I'll tweet that out tonight. I'm gonna see if I can.
Is there a way to do like playlists on SoundCloud? Because I wouldn't necessarily want that rap audio right in the middle. Because a lot of people would listen to it.
We could release it on the forum.
Yeah, that'll be doable.
Why don't we release it on the forum?
Yeah.
I'll see if I can find it right now. Do you want to cover the next Ubisoft? Should I put the keep on digging?
Sure. This isn't necessarily something else. I just wanted to talk about the
sorry, this
DRM
is
stuff.
Never mind. Okay, yeah. Okay, sorry, not a Ubisoft thing. This is the Denuvo thing, right?
No, this is
else.
an Ubisoft thing.
Oh, okay.
It's like a pretty much sure.
Should I put the dirt back?
Sure.
Okay.
It's like pretty much everyone that uses DRM thing. You were saying that to say that DRM doesn't stop some pirates is wrong.
That's false.
You're right, but you're not stopping the people that are just downloading the game, really, because there's going to be one group of people that gets through and cracks it and makes it so it's just an executable and then releases it. So you'll stop a couple different teams from getting it. One will make through and it won't make any difference.
Some games are still more complicated than just running an executable.
Not most anymore.
That's true, but some are. Especially multiplayer games are quite a bit more complicated in a lot of cases.
Yeah, but then a lot of times they ignore the multiplayer game stuff. Like, I don't know how it works, but I'm assuming right now with Far Cry 4, you don't get access to the multiplayer part if you pirate it.
I would assume that
you probably just get the single player part. Yeah, the only time I've heard of like cracked multiplayer stuff, you play on your own private server, which is usually kind of lame.
I really didn't want to release this stupid rap thing.
Wrecked.
And you know what? I actually can't.
I think there's going to be other stretch goals that you really don't necessarily want to do as well, so...
Yeah, I think
you'll just have to get used to that one.
I think there's going to be... It's pretty embarrassing.
Wrecked. Well, the reason why I didn't want it to be in that WAN Show SoundCloud is because you're listening to WAN Show and then all of a sudden it's like, do you know Bleep About Swag?
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. Terrible rap song.
Pretty terrible. I really didn't want... Because the filter was what I kind of...
You guys are taking away his auto-tune.
What kind of made it okay for me. But now it's just pretty embarrassing. So I'm emailing myself the wave sound right now, and then I'll see if maybe we'll play it on After Party. Yeah, let's play it on After Party when we're doing the Q&A, and then we'll make it available for download on the forum if you guys really want it. All right, let's move into our next DRM topic, not related to Ubisoft, so the keep on digging lower third can go away. This was originally posted by someone on the forum. My browser is just...
Where are we looking? What is it?
It's further down. There we go. Denuvo DRM degrades SSDs. This is posted by Ming on the forum, and it's from gamemag.ru.
So games like Lord of the Fallen, FIFA 15, and unfortunately Dragon Age Inquisition are affected by this.
It's EA time again.
Yeah,
it's EA butter jelly time, EA butter jelly time, EA butter jelly time. Way yeah. That's so old.
That is really
Sorry,
old.
Go ahead.
You know what's weird is I think that was probably more popular than the Badger Badger song, but I hear people reiterating Badger Badger more than that.
That was early internet days. Like, it wasn't as good of a song.
No.
Badger. So it's a lot more catchy.
Yeah,
anyway,
that's true.
So it's not like it's going to instantly kill your SSD, but users are reporting significant increases in the writes on their SSDs while running these games, and it is being attributed to the Denuvo DRM scheme.
Up to around 30 gigabytes of data every 40 minutes in very small bits of code. That's insane.
Now, to be clear, SSDs are not as fragile as they used to be, and as a lot of people seem to think they are. In fact, Tech Report has an excellent ongoing article. I would like to find it to link it to you guys right now, but Chrome completely crashed. The greatness of the Stormtrooper rap crashed Chrome. So I would love to link that to you guys, but basically they've taken, I think it was about a half a dozen consumer-grade SSDs, and just put them on a bench where they're being written to constantly and then monitored. So every once in a while, they take them off the bench and see if they're still working. And they all go way past their rated write speeds, which is already way more than most people are going to write to it. But 30 gigs per 40 minutes. We can extrapolate that to 45 gigs per hour for a game that you could potentially log 100 hours on. Game like Dragon Age Inquisition, I logged 100 hours easy on Origin.
Yeah.
Origins, not Origin. I hate Origin. Love Origins.
I don't know if it's going to be quite as big of a game, but it'll still be a very expansive. Like, it's going to take a while, for sure.
Yeah, but that is still a completely unnecessary thing to do that damages the computer hardware that the game is installed on, and I do not approve of that whatsoever.
Yeah, that's no fun.
All right. What else we got here? We got lots of great topics still this week.
There's the WoW thing. There's the Counter-Strike thing.
Oh, let's do the Counter-Strike thing.
Okay.
How much do you know about this? Because this is very much an in-development story right now.
Yeah.
So you guys will have to forgive us if we're a little bit behind the 8 ball or...
Forgive us if we're a little bit behind, and take everything with a grain of salt, because a lot of this right now is kind of speculation.
Speculation. It's speculation that's happening now.
Yeah. There's definitely some weight behind the speculation.
Yeah.
But it's still a lot of it is speculation. Now, things that aren't speculation is that 2 players from top 20 global pro teams have been VAC banned, and I believe 2 teams have been dropped out of the Winter DreamHack tournament.
Yeah, so we're talking $250,000 prize, and they have been disqualified for players on their teams.
And their teams have kicked those 2 players out of their respective teams at this point in time. So they're not trying to back them up or fight it. They got kicked out.
Yeah, both players admitted to using an exploit. I'm going to call it an exploit as opposed to... let's just call it a cheat, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the way the cheat was executed is you could call an exploit.
Theoretically.
This
is speculation.
This is all speculative.
But again, it makes a ton of sense, and a lot of people... This has been going around like through the grapevine for a while now, that this might have been happening. So the fact that this is now going on validates that a little bit. But the idea is that they were getting this hack or cheat or whatever, exploit, whatever you want to call it, through the what is it called, the
Steam Workshop.
So even if you were at a quote-unquote LAN event, which is just where the other team you're playing against is also there and your team is there, you're not just on LAN, you usually have an internet connection because they're usually streamed. Even at a LAN event where you're not using your own computer, they would sign into their own accounts because they want to show off their skins and stuff because it's CSGO. And then the Steam Workshop would automatically download it onto that computer. So you wouldn't see them like installing anything fishy. It would just happen automatically in the background.
And the way it allegedly works, it could be done very, very subtly.
Stealthy, yeah.
So, for example, one of the ones I was talking to Ed about earlier today was a wall hack that all it would do was change the color of 1 pixel when there is an opposing character on the other side of a surface. So even someone looking over your shoulder might kind of go, well, and then move on, because if they weren't aware to look for something like that, then how could they possibly know?
Or even stuff like audio cues. Like it could ping an audio cue if you're pointing at someone through a wall. Mm-hmm. So if you do a sweep across a wall, it could ping at you if there's something there. A lot of the guys wear earbuds.
Yep, there was allegedly, rumoredly, speculatedly a panic button, 1-button sort of toggled aim assist. All of this is unconfirmed by any legitimate source and is based on code of the hack briefly posted to Reddit. There's speculation that there was... So button toggled vision assist, audio cued vision assist, and then button toggled aim assist were all allegedly within this Steam Workshop allegedly downloaded hack. So
all of this is maybes.
What's not maybes is both of the players that were banned. So Callie, spelled KQLY, from Titan, and SF from Epsilon. So these guys are from globally 9th ranked teams and 19th ranked teams overall, have admitted to using them. So Callie released a statement apologizing for the behavior and assuring everyone that the cheating did not occur in a competitive setting. And then Epsilon, I think, admitted to using it once, and also not in a competitive setting, although that looks like it's been pulled out of the dock since I was reading it before the show, so that might...
So who knows?
Everything is very much in flux right now, but the big discussion here is, what do we compare this to? I mean, and
no,
what does
neither cheats were used in a competitive setting. It just dropped down.
So what does it mean for CS:GO's credibility as an esport?
It's rough
that this made it through.
I know Nick has been talking about like Hellfire, essentially, like if this gets proven, and if like certain members, not necessarily these two, but certain very prominent members, and he has very good reasoning for all of this, if they get brought out, because there's a list that the original guy that got banned posted, which was
trying to take a bunch of other guys down with him, where he said, I think what he 95, he said he was 95% sure, and produced a list of other high-level pro players that he thought were cheating using the same hack.
Yeah, so certain members on there, specifically the Fnatic guys, two of the Fnatic guys, if they got called out for actually doing this and they got VAC banned, it could cause some serious rifts.
I mean, pro cycling has not recovered from doping.
Yes. Yeah.
Major League Baseball is a joke because of steroids.
Yeah. Shooters have always been a huge problem. Even on console, there's hardware hacks you can do to controllers. Try not allowing people to bring their controllers to events. No, they want to use their SCUF. They want to use their whatever. There's approved controllers for events, and you can bring your own, and you can hardware hack it. You take the thing apart, add in a little bit of... the last one I saw was a PCB that you added in, which made it so that you could just hold the trigger down, and it would shoot a semi-automatic weapon as fast as it possibly could while keeping it fairly accurate. You just hold the trigger down, and it does it properly for you. That's cheating. Super cheating, and that's something you can do on a console. So there's cheating, and shooters cheating is huge, and it's super frustrating. It's really annoying as a player just playing randomly, because it happens a lot in lobbies. I know.
Yeah, I mean, imagine if this is happening professionally, where people are actually looking over the shoulder of the person. What's going on with people in their bedrooms playing the game, where mom doesn't care if they're cheating at CS:GO?
And think about the amount of people that are cheating that you're not catching because they're being very subtle about it, compared to that dude that's like flying around the map insta-killing everyone, which happened the first day I tried to play COD, which was hilarious. His name was like 420 Blaze It YOLO, and he killed everyone on the map instantly and was just flying around. I was like, wow, you are everything that's wrong with this game. It was fantastic. It happened on stream. Anyways, like it's bad. I don't know if it's necessarily going to be the hellfire that a lot of people are going to be talking about, where it's just going to destroy the entire sport, because it is actually really old. People have been playing CS:GO for a really long, or it's Counter-Strike competitively for a really long time, not necessarily CS:GO.
I know Valve seems to think it's a big deal. Valve's
cracking down like crazy.
They're flying in 4 teams to replace the 2 teams that were disqualified from DreamHack to do a local pre-qualifier,
which is sick. That's super cool. I'm happy they're doing that. I'm
not
saying
they have no choice. They have to salvage their tournament.
Yeah, no, it's true. I'm not saying it's not going to be a big deal. I just don't think it's necessarily going to destroy the entire thing. I think it could seriously hamper the massive growth that they've had over the last little while, and it could seriously plateau them for a long time, or make it go down a little bit.
The thing about games that has to grow up is both sides. The fans are already growing up in the sense that they're treating it more seriously. Like,
definitely.
The thing about this is they were talking about this on that sports radio station that I listen to all the time. They were talking about it when they got acquired by TSN. And some of those guys were ex-TSN guys from back when TSN started and were now being brought back into the TSN fold. So they were kind of reminiscing about how 30 years ago, everyone told them they were idiots for thinking that you could have an entire channel dedicated just to sports. That's the stupidest thing I ever heard. And then they're like, yeah, look at it now.
Yeah.
TSN 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, Ruby, Platinum, Emerald. Yeah. Like... But the thing about sports, and esports do get qualified as sports in this way, I guess. Okay, they're not sports, they're esports, but they get treated the same way this way, is that the fans are very passionate and they take it very seriously. And that's what esports is finally gaining. They're being taken seriously. They're not a joke anymore. So
you're going to lose that reputation if people start hacking.
Turning it into a joke and not having the players and the organizations treating it as seriously as the fans are is going to create a rift between the fans and the players and the organizers, and that is really hard to fix. And when you have this momentum right now, I think if this goes as deep as the allegations would suggest that they could, I think it could affect not just CSGO, but esports in general.
It could.
Because you look at the general complaints that people might have about an esport. Oh, well, it's just software. So how easy is it to cheat? How easy is it to pretend that these guys playing are really that superhuman?
Yeah.
Apparently this easy. How are we going to take this seriously anymore? At least with a physical sport, yes, there's blood doping, there's steroids, there's this, there's that. We can catch a lot of it, and they are actually doing it on some level. There's no cybernetic implant that, tells the goalie where to be, so when the puck's going to be there and whatever, and they just can be there already. Yeah. That's the difference between electronic cheating and physical cheating, is it can happen in ways that the viewer doesn't even understand is happening, and all the respect that they might have had for a player or a skill or a tactic, I mean, is just gone. How deflating is that?
This is actually a big part of the reason why some of the viewers I know are going to be like, what, when I bring this up, but a long time ago, I played Counter-Strike at a fairly high level, but I've never really been interested in watching Counter-Strike. And playing on public servers has always been kind of rough, because every single time that someone does something amazing, you're like,
they're probably cheating.
They're probably cheating. Or that was the luckiest thing ever. And that's actually one of the reasons I'm going to go on like an old Counter-Strike kind of binge here, if you don't mind.
How old are we talking? Like 1.6? Okay, that's not that old. That's okay.
1.6, 1.5. Like,
really? You're going to go back to 1.5?
Well, old stuff. If you were running and or jumping or doing something crazy with an op, there was like the really weird, really low percentage chance that you could shoot yourself. If you tried to shoot while you're doing that. If you like jumped off of something and took a shot, it was a very low percentage chance, but you could damage yourself. So like, no one really did it. Now some guy will jump off a ledge and like aim up here with a pistol and get a headshot over there and be like, oh yeah, no man, no, it's just randomly shot over there. It's like, no. One of the videos that they have of one of the guys that got banned, he shot way far away from someone and got a headshot. And people were dismissing it like, oh no, it's probably just like bullet strayed because he was jumping. It's like, no, he was hacking then. Brutal. Come on. Ugh, I don't know.
So there you go.
I don't know. Brutal.
We can do a few, let's do a few rapid fire topics. This isn't really rapid fire. We got to talk about this. BitTorrent opens Paygate premium bundles. The original articles on TechCrunch.com was posted by Tech Dreamer on the forum. This is freaking cool. I mean, I don't think it's going to turn BitTorrent into, a legitimate content distribution network overnight, but they're giving 90% of the funds to the content creator. And when we compare that to other services that exist, like if you were to say publish your song behind a paywall, so that just means people have to pay for the content, okay? So behind a paywall on iTunes, Apple is taking what, 40 cents on the dollar? Something along those lines?
Yeah.
So this is fantastic for new artists using BitTorrent as a distribution platform. So peer-to-peer, not BitTorrent like YAR, BitTorrent like peer-to-peer connections, and getting 90% of the money for yourself? That's fantastic.
That's actually pretty freaking awesome.
I guess that's all there really is to say about it.
There's not a ton to really add, but I think it's awesome, and I do really hope people start using it. I expect kind of smaller groups to start using it, and hopefully those like one or two really big bands to just jump onto it, because that will popularize it, and then it can grow from there, because hopefully this becomes a big thing, because that would be great.
You can, and the publisher has a lot of flexibility, and I'd imagine they're going to continue to tweak it over time, but you can have some content for free. There can be some behind a paywall. You can have content moved to paywall after a certain number of visits, for example. That's cool. Also, unlike iTunes, you can potentially have access to your customer information. That's one of the big problems that I have with platforms like iTunes and like YouTube, or even Twitch to a much lesser extent than actually, no, Twitch is pretty much the same. Yeah, is you guys, I don't know who you are.
Yeah.
I have no way to communicate with you.
That's not true with Twitch.
Okay, yes.
You have a list of all your subscribers.
YouTube used to have that. YouTube took it away. So I didn't realize Twitch still had it. Okay. So
I don't know if you... Okay.
I don't know how easily you can
contact
contact them.
Subs. I don't know if you have a list of all your followers. That's very different. Subs are paying.
Right. Okay. Okay, so
I could be
YouTube
wrong.
used to give you an entire list of your subscribers, and even though you couldn't send a mass email to them, say, hey, I'm moving over to Vimeo, can you please make sure to subscribe to me over there? Because that would facilitate moving off of the platform, right? But what you could do is you could message them one by one. And in the even earlier days, you could even see the list of subscribers for someone else's YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So some douche canoe, who was a competing tech YouTuber at the time, actually went through my entire sub list and messaged every single one of them. I got so many complaints about it. Blah, blah, blah. Do you know what this guy's doing? Like, no.
Oh my god.
Yeah, go figure, eh?
That's brutal.
So I understand reasons why this information isn't exposed, and I know that Google has improved that recently through Google Plus, where you can access some of your most engaged viewers and all that.
Yeah.
But that's the problem with these distribution networks, is they lock you in like this. Whereas if you own the relationship with your audience, then you can move wherever is best for you and or best for them, as opposed to being stuck where someone just wants to take a big cut of the money for something they didn't even create and aren't even going to watch.
Yeah. That's kind of ridiculous.
So
someone in the chat. Sorry, I was trying to watch the chat for someone to correct me. Apparently, you do have a followers list.
Okay,
So
there
you
you
have
go.
a sub list and a followers
And
list.
apparently douche canoe is not a thing.
I've heard that.
Really?
Okay.
Was it me?
Maybe. That's possible. I remember it was a big thing. My group of friends got called douche carts one year at PAX, and we were like, wow, that's amazing. And we kind of adopted that for a little while.
There are so many great topics left. We have to go really fast. Keystone Cat posted this. This is from MumbaiMirror.com. Electronics printed with a t-shirt printer. Holy actual crap. This combined with 3D printing would literally mean printing your own consumer electronics. Very simple ones.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking like, what were they saying they printed? Like a 4-bit... hold on.
Doesn't show.
Yeah, it's not in the notes. It's in the article, but super, super simple stuff. But the electronic circuits are printed using unique materials, environmentally friendly methods, by the way, on top of everyday flexible materials such as plastic, aluminum foil, and even paper. Resistors, transistors, and capacitors, the key components of a complex electric circuit, are printed using non-toxic organic materials like silver nanoparticles, carbon, and plastics. So a new startup company is being established to commercialize the invention, and a multinational biomedical company has also expressed interest in adopting the application of printed electronics for biomedical devices. Wow!
Super
What
cool.
a big deal.
You just talked really fast.
Sorry.
You got it, though.
Thank you.
That was a good job.
So that's cool. Oh, NVIDIA's multi-frame anti-aliasing has finally been tested. So our good buddy Ryan Shrout over at PC Perspective has taken a pretty, I'm not going to call it in-depth, Ryan, but I'll call it a pretty adequate look at MFAA. Now, the problem with the way most people are going to try and look at MFAA is they're going to try and take a screenshot or a Fraps recording. That won't work. Because the way screenshots and Fraps recordings work is they take an image of the frame that is being presented at an earlier stage than the actual display output. Now, the way MFAA works is it actually blends the anti-aliasing that it's applying in one matrix on the previous frame and in another matrix on the next frame together on the frame that the viewer sees. Okay, so it does 2x MSAA effectively in two different ways, and then presents it to the viewer as 4x MSAA, but they're calling it MFAA because it's not quite the same thing because it's using this blending technique. So in stills, okay, right, so the way you have to capture it is by actually capturing the display output using a capture card, something that PC Per already does for all of their graphics card benchmarking anyway. So they went ahead and did some captures, and you guys should definitely check out the article where you can have a much better look at what they look like than this, compressed video view here, but it looks pretty darn good. In relatively non-complex scenarios, it looks a lot closer to 4x MSAA than to 2x MSAA, and the performance hit is not as much as 4x MSAA. In more complex scenes, so there was one from, I think, Crysis 3 that Ryan was looking at. It didn't look as good as 4X MSAA, but still better than 2X. And the performance hit is less. So NVIDIA's technology looks like a winner, except right now it's only compatible with 20 games. Right. Now, so it's a whitelisted game support as opposed to blacklisting the ones that don't work. So it looks like NVIDIA is going through and specifically validating games. Once they add it to GeForce Experience, so it turns on and off automatically, I guess this is less of a concern. But right now, it just doesn't give you any warning whatsoever if you launch a game and it says... And it doesn't come up and say, hey, by the way, your MFAA isn't working. There's going to be more of a performance hit. You might want to tweak your settings. So it just happens in the background on whitelisted games, and we have no idea what support's going to look like moving forward. There is no SLI support yet, so only single card support, but it's working for now.
For now.
In certain things. Intel revealed it will offer SSDs based on 3D NAND. This was posted by Cordy Warrior on the forum. The original article is from Tech Report. Look at that. We're posting all the articles from our buddies in the last couple minutes here. We got Scott from Tech Report, Ryan from PC Pro. Well, mind you, Ryan's not my buddy. I kind of hate that guy. But
whoa, even more shots fired.
Yeah, I'm just kidding, Ryan, if you're watching this. I know you're not. You don't watch cool programming like WAN Show. Too busy watching the PC Per podcast.
Oh.
There's too many P's in that. That's why it'll never succeed.
Well, triple wrecked, I guess.
All right, so Intel 3D NAND. Intel revealed it will offer SSDs in the second half of next year based on 3D NAND. It is a result of Intel's joint flash venture with Micron. It stacks 32 planar levels to deliver 256 gigabit, so 32 gigabytes of storage in a single MLC die. And the 3D NAND can also be packed with 3 bits per cell to hit up to 384 gigabit or 48 gigabytes per die. The 3D NAND will enable 10 gig SSDs within the next couple of years.
10 terabyte.
I'm sorry?
10 terabyte.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say. Thank you.
No
10
worries.
terabyte SSD. Yeah, 10 gig SSDs would be less impressive.
Again, like I said, I was working before the show, so I didn't get to see a lot of the doc. So when you first said this, I was like, yeah, not surprising. But it's cool to be able to see some like the specs and the time frame.
I don't think costs are going to, plummet immediately. You look at Samsung, they've got 3D NAND. The actual cost per gigabyte right now is not that much lower, but give it a little bit of time and we could see SSDs much more competitive with hard drives.
That'd be awesome.
So remember, guys, the benefits of 3D NAND are that they don't have to use quite the same crazy advanced process node technology, so they can actually use less sophisticated fabs, potentially. Also better reliability because they're using larger processes, better speed because of using a larger manufacturing process. So cool stuff all around.
Everyone in the chat was all like, oh my god, 10 gig SSD.
Not yet. Sorry, guys. I got everyone's panties all wet, and I'm not even going to do anything about it. All right. New York Times Square... New Times Square digital billboard is 100 meters across and 8 stories tall, has 24 million pixels, and is powered by 3 AMD FirePro W9000 GPUs. This is posted on fireuser.com or posted on the forum by Ming, and the original article is from fireuser.com. I'm going to go ahead and post that in here, you guys. Wow, today I posted all the links in the chat, but I completely forgot about just bringing stuff up on my screen and screen sharing. So it's like one of these days I'm going to learn to do both. So here's the article from fireuser.com. It looks amazing. 24 megapixels. This is the highest resolution display in the world, I believe.
That's actually insane.
Yeah.
That's such a beast machine. It'll be really exciting to see the massive error message whenever that happens.
Actually, there might be higher resolution displays, but certainly nothing this big.
Yeah.
And that page isn't loading anyway, so apparently it was never meant to be.
So, like, when the page can't load on that screen, it'll just be freaking huge.
Oh,
that's my favorite thing.
You guys probably all hit that page.
That's
why I can't load it.
Wrecked. That's actually probably it. I love seeing error messages on public machines. I don't know why. Whenever you see, like, I remember when I used to go to BCIT, they'd had these, like, very tall, like, landscape? Why am I thinking this?
Portrait?
Portrait? Yeah, portrait. I don't know why I couldn't think of that properly.
You have a landscape that's kind of this way.
Yeah.
You just hold your head like this.
Could be like if there's mountains on each side and you're looking in between them. Anyways, don't worry about it. Yeah, portrait mode monitors that would like show you a map of the school and stuff. And when they blue screened, it was hilarious. This is a giant, super tall portrait blue screen. It's like, oh, thank you.
Awesome.
Super helpful.
Speaking of super tall, our last topic, and this actually is a legitimate segue, is EIZO. I always say it wrong. I always say it EIZO. That's how it's pronounced in English. If I look at it phonetically, I think there's a different way of saying it. Has revealed a new monitor with a 1-to-1 aspect ratio.
Oh, okay.
1920 by 1920 resolution.
What?
26.5 inches. And they're saying, sort of the sales pitch here, this is a professional-oriented monitor, is convenient for longer content. Allows for a compromise between vertical and horizontal monitors.
That it does.
Uses an anti-glare IPS panel, professional grade monitor. Don't expect it to be cheap. Available Q1 2015, and the least innovative thing ever because we already had 5-to-4 monitors 100 bazillion years ago,
and everyone was like, "Nah,
let's go widescreen." So now it's an innovation to make it even more square than before.
That's super weird. I don't think this is really gonna work out for them super well.
Well, remember, they're relatively low volume. They're aiming at, like, professional applications where, yeah, the picture of it is, like, super goofball.
And it looks super old, too.
Yeah, it's pretty silly looking here. I'll screen share with you guys. So this is the FlexScan EV2730Q. Oh. Apparently I'm on the wrong page. There we go. Looks a little something like that. Like, it looks just wrong.
Yeah. That's
1920
so
pixels by 1920 It's funny because you've never seen a square monitor before, probably. So, like, looking at one looks unnatural and weird. It's like there's something wrong with it. So 78% more pixels compared to full HD.
Cool, man. Can I just have widescreen, please?
You know, it's funny because, like, I was never much of an advocate for widescreen at the beginning. When the affordable ones were 1440 by 900 and we didn't have enough vertical pixels. But then that problem goes away as soon as you have enough vertical pixels on a Windows machine where scaling doesn't really work. So you just actually need more pixels to fit enough stuff on the screen. But as soon as that happened, as soon as we got 1200 vertical pixels, I was totally cool with widescreen. Then we moved back to 16 by 9, and then we didn't have enough vertical pixels again. And now, to compensate, we're going all the way back to 1-to-1, apparently. 16 by 10 is still a great aspect ratio.
I love 16 by 10.
And I wish that there were more monitors that use it.
Me too. Huge fan of 16 by 10. That's kind of sad.
Which is, I guess, all there is really to the WAN show today, isn't it?
Yeah, there's a few other things, but I don't know if they're super important.
You can do it if you want.
Do what?
I don't know, other things you think are important.
No, I said I don't know if they're super important.
There's that hydrogen car that's coming. That sounds super ballin' cool.
Yeah. I'm still more excited about... Oh, yeah, there's
Elon Musk is still worried about Terminator.
Yeah.
AI and badness.
I think he's talked about that before.
Yeah, we've talked about him talking about that before. So,
so he's just...
Okay.
Continuing his conversation.
Well, on that high-energy note...
Yeah!
Thanks for watching The WAN Show. Woo! We'll see you guys again next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. And we'll be back on the after party for more talk about the fundraiser right now.
Let's do it! Yeah!
Thank you.
Energy. 5-4. Swamp butt. 5-4. Lynda. 5-4. Swamp. Couch. Lynda. Couch. 5-4. Lynda. Couch. 5 WAN. Lynda. 5-4. WAN. Energy. Power thirst. Does anyone remember?